What's going on, people? You know who it is. It's your boy, the Black Glove, and today I got a guest with me. We're doing that whole nothing but the fam, nothing like the fam. I'm bringing somebody in that I'm cool with, and you guys are going to be cool with, too. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, boy?
Yo, what's up, guys? This is BOSSjediZohan, and believe it or not, I make Call of Duty videos on YouTube.
He makes Call of Duty videos and he puts them on the internet.
Boom. Unexpected as hell, I know.
Now, we've been having some back and forth on Twitter about a pretty serious topic. I know you guys are going to find it serious. Tell them what our topic is, dude.
So, we're debating whether or not camping like a bitch with a riot shield is good or bad, and how it compares to whether or not you're actually having fun in the game playing that way.
Now, my take on the whole thing, and just camping in general, really, the reason why I like to move around and rush is I cannot play an arcade shooter, a game where you're supposed to run around and have fun, and actually sit and wait on people. And I know that in competitive play, you have to pick your spots and you have to, use your head glitch, you use your environment to the advantage to outplay people. But you take away from the gun-on-gun. I mean, when you camp, the idea is most likely to avoid gunfights like that. You want to avoid the gun-on-gun conflict and actually take people off guard. But it's not fun.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Like, it's a really common frustration, especially when you have to deal with a camper, that, like, all they're doing is sitting there. Like, they're not actively seeking out their own opportunities to win gunfights. They're waiting for them to come to you, for the gunfights to come to them, and for them to be set up for them already. And it's really frustrating on both sides of the coin. On one hand, like, it really sucks to get killed by a guy that has been sitting in that spot for the whole game. And on the other side of the coin, it's really frustrating for that guy because he feels like if he moves, he's gonna put himself at a disadvantage and he won't have as much fun. But I mean, like, there's kind of like this. I think it's all like a mental thing where, like, in your head you're always thinking about your stats and how well you're doing and whether or not you're getting kill streaks. And camping has always worked in video games online. It always works. No matter what developers try to do, they always find a way, the players at least, to camp. And camp in a way that's really annoying. So I totally get it. Like, I'm not advocating people sit in rooms for the entire game. What I advocate is, listen, you get a couple kills in one room, you move along. You know what I mean? Like, you don't just sit in the corner waiting for the entire game to happen in front of you.
Pick your spot.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're getting at.
Yeah, but the other side of it is, don't rush around like an idiot with your head cut off. Like, just because you can sprint doesn't mean you always have to.
Now, see, a good rusher doesn't just run around with their head cut off. Most people, they know the spawn system. They know, the different routes of traffic. Me personally, I know most of the time where enemies come from, where they like to camp. And you know all those elements the same way a camper knows their surrounding. They know the head glitches.
Yeah.
They know where they want to set up shop and what spot they want to hold down. I know what spot they like to hold down, and I know where people have a good line of sight on me, where I have a good nade spot. I know these things as a rusher, and it allows me the freedom to actually run around and do it. And for me, playing the game, I like winning gunfights. I like having good gun skill in the game. I don't like being in a situation where gun on gun, I'm gonna lose all the time.
Yeah, no, I totally feel you. And like my thought on it is the reason people camp so much more now than they ever did in previous Call of Duties. Like, there was camping in COD 4, but it wasn't to the same extent that we have now. And it's because kill streaks are such a huge reward. You get 5 kills in a game of Black Ops 2, and you get your hunter killer drone. And like, it used to be that you got your UAV, your attack helicopter, and or your airstrike and an attack helicopter, and in World at War it was dogs. But the thing is, like, those kill streaks, they weren't all that powerful. They weren't going to change the outcome of the game necessarily, unless you could string like 2 or 3 of them together in quick succession. And now it's like, man, if you get a lodestar, you can basically pull a victory out your butt. And like, I feel like the only way that they could make it so that camping wasn't a factor was to make it so that the only way you could get points towards your point streak or kill streaks that are lethal is to make it so that you have to be near the objective, playing the objective, defending the objective, etc., to get the points. Like, you have to be playing the game in a way that puts you in danger just to get kill streaks. And, like, non-lethal stuff, which would be support, air quotes, like UAVs and counter UAVs, that would be something that anyone can get 100% of the time. And that way, you have radar going up a little less frequently, but still, like, there's going to be a radar every, 45 seconds. But the lethal kill streaks, they're like, if you want them, you gotta go get them. You can't just wait for them to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that. And developers, obviously, they've tried to put some incentive in there for people to move around and actually be in the action. Modern Warfare 3, they introduced Kill Confirmed. And the idea, when we all heard about it, people thought, initially, it was going to be, you only got credit for your kill if you grab the tag. Once people found out that you get your kills regardless of if you grab the tag or not, the tags are for points, and, they add on to the points of your team also.
Yeah.
People stopped grabbing tags in that game. The only reason they grab tags in Black Ops 2 is because it helps them get their score streak.
Exactly. Like, that's the thing for me. Like, if kills and kill confirmed didn't count towards your point streak, but dog tags did, can you imagine how many more dog tags would be getting picked up and how a 100 dog tag game would go so much more quickly? Like,
oh yeah,
it would be like every game of kill confirm would be less than 5 minutes.
But see, here's the problem. It's not just the game types that need to be changed to add, incentive for people to actually move around and get in the action. Just the little things, the little elements, or rather the little additions for equipment, things like that need to be changed as well. I mean, you give a guy claymores, bouncing betties, shock chargers, things like that, they're going to figure out how they can use them to help themselves camp.
Oh yeah, no, believe me, I know all about those tools, man. Them things work.
I mean, it just gets annoying. You run around a map and all you're hearing is the static from a shock charge throughout the entire map in Black Ops 2.
Yeah. No, I like the fact that they made EMP grenades super powerful because they gave campers a ton of tools. And the way I look at it, like, the reason there's so much camping to begin with is because, like I said, it always works. 99% of the time, if you're camping, you might not win the game necessarily, because you might not get the traffic to do so in, like, TDM or something like that, but you're gonna do better more consistently, especially if you're not good at the game, camping over rushing. And I think, like, that doesn't need to change. Like, the fact that, rushing is slightly harder than camping, I think doesn't need to change. I think that dynamic needs to stay there because, if it wasn't like that, players like Angel French, who, plays with me in Wings a lot, wouldn't stand out from the crowd anymore. Their skill set would be... Because, the thing that makes him good at the game is that he's incredibly fast, he knows the maps like the back of his hand, and he's accurate as hell. And, like, players like that are so dangerous when they're on the move because they can kill you faster than you can think, most often than not. And so, players like that, they need a space to thrive in, and rushing being harder, it adds a little prestige to moving around and, like, actually being proactive and seeking out kills and playing with enemy spawns, and you know what I mean? Like.
But see, that's the point. That's the point of the game, though. The learning curve in it. Gun skill is supposed to be important in a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about here. You mentioned Angel French running around and his aim being good. If you're not good at the game, if you're new to the game, and you're getting crapped on in gunfights by somebody, the idea is you take your ass whoopings and you learn a way that works for you and gets you better at the game. The idea is you're supposed to want to improve and get better at the game.
Yeah.
You don't decide, okay, I'm going to take the easy way out and just not move and wait for them to come to me.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think, like, the gaming as a whole used to be something that nerds did. And nerds are, like, the general description of a nerd is someone that's just really passionate about something. They really enjoy doing it. And, like, nerds played video games the way they're intended to be played. Of course you're always going to get the one-man army noob tubes out of a nerd, but in, like, games like Counter-Strike, people play that so hardcore. Even, like, the most casual Counter-Strike player plays way more hardcore than any Call of Duty player. And
Oh yeah.
and the fact that, and I think what's spoiling first-person shooters online, and what's causing all this camping, is that noobs who have no interest in really playing the game the way it's intended to be played are playing it in the way that they want to play it. And the way they want to play it is to get the kill streaks and to get high KD ratios, and they don't care about winning, because winning doesn't matter to them because they don't play with their friends. You know, there's so many people online that very few of them are actually playing with friends. And so that's how I look at it. You know, I feel like the inundation of all these like new players to the block has kind of ruined the neighborhood, so to speak.
See, I can agree with that one, and I felt that way basically around Modern Warfare 2 with the popularity it gained then. You know, I played Call of Duty 4. Not many people I knew actually played Call of Duty 4.
Yeah.
So when Modern Warfare 2 came out and I saw like all these people I knew, they grabbed the game and it was all over the internet and all that, it became huge. And then you found all these kids that wanted to join in and play it, and these kids had never touched Call of Duty before in their life. And, you know, that's how it's become the game it is now. But Black Ops 2, the current game we're playing right now, is supposed to be pushing competitive on people. That's why League plays in the game. You know, that's why they created this $1 million tournament.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if you're going to try and create a competitive atmosphere, then you should kind of influence skill in the game. That's what you should be pushing for. You know, you might not have Dead Man's Hand and Second Chance in the game, but you give a guy a shock charge, bouncing Betty combo, and a target finder LMG, and he's going to sit in a window somewhere, not moving. And that's just the thing that kills me. You're trying to push competitive, but you're not going to get it out of the game if you don't think about these things.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I play so much League play now because it's a different experience. But at the same time, we have access to the same exact tools we have in public matches. And in League play, I mean, Wings and I, we abuse the shit out of the assault shields and the trophy systems and the bouncing betties. Like, we use this to our advantage because we know we can frustrate the crap out of people. And, like, I totally agree that it's really frustrating on both ends of the engagement to have to go up against someone with an assault shield. You know, I totally feel everyone. And the thing is, like, if it wasn't in the game, I'd be doing something else. You know, and if they took it out of the game, I feel like, you know, like, people would learn the maps better if they didn't have a moving head glitch that they could carry with them wherever they go. You know what I mean? Like, there is cover that works just as well as an assault shield in this game, but people don't use it, and they don't utilize it, and they don't learn the maps because they have the assault shield. Like, my map knowledge is phenomenal. You know, in the first, like, day of playing a game, I can figure out the maps like the back of my hand. Like, I know where the spawns are, I know where the traffic patterns are. Like, it's always obvious, because that's how they're designed.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, when I play League, play TDM with the Riot, with the assault shield, and, you know, we do our camping thing and frustrate the crap out of the enemies, it doesn't even matter where they're coming from, because I'm ready for it. You know what I mean? And, like, I feel kind of lazy because I know I'm neglecting understanding the map and using it to my advantage, like that knowledge, like actually using the thing that makes me a good player to my advantage rather than relying on something that makes me a good player. Or makes, you know what I mean?
I got you, yeah.
And so,
now,
I totally feel it.
I'm going to have to cut you off real quick.
Hit it.
We're getting closer and closer to that 15-minute mark, so I'm going to stop this part here, and we're going to start up a part 2.
Ooh, part 2, I like it.
Sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Right? All right, people, stay tuned for part 2. You know who it is, Black Love, BOSSjediZohan. We're bringing it